Hi, I'm James Shillinglaw for Insider Travel Report, and I'm here in London, and actually I'm in Somerset House. Why am I here? Well, one of the themes this year for the Visit Britain campaign is it's all about British movies, and they're showcasing Britain. It's starring Britain, as they say. And so one of the things we thought we'd do, and what they thought we should do, is take a movie scene tour of London. And I'm here with Michael of Brit Movie Tours, who just finished giving us a marvelous tour. We've been walking for a while, and every other place we look, there's a film location, and there's a story behind each of them. We're going to talk to Michael about that and a whole lot more on Insider Travel Report. Michael, first of all, thank you so much. This has been a fantastic
You're
tour.
welcome. Thank you very much. You're a good team.
Now, what we started actually. Let's go with the tour, and you created this tour for us. I think you do a lot of different tours, any theme you want, and so we covered films like Harry Potter and a lot of Mission Impossible. So yeah, I think he can do a Mission Impossible tour easy. But it's Harry Potter and all these other great locations, Mary Poppins, and we're going to talk about that. But let's talk about the tour we just did. We started at the Monument, which is the monument to the Great Fire of London, right?
Yeah, that's right. So it's right near Pudding Lane, which is where the fire started. It was a bakery that caught fire, and 4 days later, the whole of the city of London was destroyed. This is a long time ago. This was 1666.
So we don't have to worry about that right now.
Not anymore. But the column is just kind of a memorial to the fire, and you can, if you really want to, you can pay money and climb the 311 steps to the top.
Yeah, well, we didn't do that, but we kept going to a market. And tell me what the name of that market was, because it was such a classic. And you said, I think I've seen that in the background in movies, right?
Yeah, so it's Leadenhall Market.
Right.
So it dates back over 700 years, although the architecture you saw today was Victorian, and it's a very popular filming location. Not just Harry Potter, but, films directed by Clint Eastwood. Russell Crowe has made a film there as well. I mentioned John Wayne, of course.
Yeah, we were talking about John Wayne. And I knew the film, actually, so it was very interesting, because he didn't make too many films in London, but this was one.
I think that was the only one. Brannigan.
Yeah, Brannigan. And you saw it was actually a pub that was in that part of that market that he went in as in one scene. Now, then where do we go after that?
So we went through the city, then we went by Bank Junction near the Bank of England, the Royal Exchange, covered Mary Poppins. Yeah,
there's a few scenes in Mary Poppins, although you reminded me that the original Mary Poppins was not filmed there.
Right.
It's the take two, which is not, it's not Julie Andrews. It's
well, quite often, I think I mentioned it too, I do get asked, we're getting interrupted there. I do get asked, where were the scenes shot for the first film, and people are quite disappointed when I say it was all Hollywood. But at least for the sequel, they did actually shoot on location in London.
And that was, who was the actress in that one?
Emily Blunt.
Emily Blunt. So so we saw that, and we're hearing every time we go, we're hearing drilling, but that's okay. We've got a directional mic now. And after that, where do we go?
So after that, we went to St. Paul's Cathedral,
which everyone knows, and it's been a scene of many, including Mission Impossible.
Mission Impossible 6, Harry Potter, Paddington 2. Many of the movies shot there, both inside and outside as well.
That's amazing, and it's a beautiful church. St. Paul's has always been a great church. And then, we sort of marched down past all these areas. Every single one looks scenic. That's the best. That's the whole thing. I don't even know what movies are in. And you were going through. Honestly, I can't pick out the Mission Impossibles between those 1 through 6 or whatever, right?
Yeah, so we finished at the Inner and Middle Temple. So that's used in a lot of different films and TV shows.
Which is legal, sort of where the heart of London's judicial colony is. It's got courtrooms and lawyers' offices and everything else, and it's called, on the stop, it's Temple, right?
Yeah, and it's also got living space for people in the law profession.
Right, so we were there, and what's been made there?
Loads of movies. So many, I can't remember, but Downton Abbey's been shot there a few times, although that's TV show. Obviously Mission Impossible.
Mission Impossible again. Yeah, we saw a lot of that.
That's the fifth one.
You showed us in one place where Tom Cruise bursts out of a window, and there's actually a building there. Wasn't the real window? They put in a fake window, and he burst out. But it was fascinating to hear the stories behind that and what we're seeing. And sometimes you're going to see movies that really aren't in London but somewhere else, right?
Yeah. I mean, we didn't pass the location today, but there's a tower block in kind of northeast London, which is actually in a James Bond film. It's in Skyfall. When you're watching the film, you think you're looking at Shanghai, but you're not. You're looking at London.
Yeah, well, that was more economical, I guess.
Well,
I like that. And then, of course, James Bond is, I think you can see bits and pieces of him all over the place here.
Yeah, well, here, for example.
Well, here in Somerset House, what was the film here?
So, Somerset House here appeared in 2 films, James Bond, GoldenEye. So this whole area was turned into St. Petersburg. Really? So they had Russian people with the big hats, the big coats. They had Trabants, the really awful Russian car, and lots of people looking very cold, including a statue of Lenin over there in the corner.
And then I think it also doubled as a Paris or someone for Napoleon.
Yeah, so the opening scene of Ridley Scott's Napoleon was shot here. Marie Antoinette got her head chopped off in the courtyard here.
Now, actually, what it really is, it's really was the former naval headquarters.
Yeah, so, well, there was a house that was here beforehand that was a kind of royal residence. The original builder had his head chopped off because he tried to take over the throne. It's a common story here in England. And then they built this. This is kind of really London's first purpose-built office block. And it was built for the Navy and the government. They kept the records of births, deaths, and marriages here, the Inland Revenue, all that.
And then it now is sort of an art complex with galleries and everything else. And we actually had a nice tea here and walked around. And then, of course, here is also where they have the skating rink for Love Actually, right?
Yes, they do. In fact, the skating rink's here every year. You just missed it. They packed up a few days ago. And they always have a nice Christmas tree here at Christmas as well. It's kind of a yearly tradition.
Fantastic. Now, what are the other kinds of tours you offer for Brit movie tours?
All right, so there's a whole mixture. We do a general London film tour, Harry Potter, Sherlock Holmes, Mission Impossible, James Bond, Paddington.
Well, I almost forgot about Paddington.
Oh, yeah, Downton Abbey. I'm sure I'm missing out. Oh, Ted Lasso.
Absolutely. We were talking about it earlier. Yeah. So you can theme it to any kind that you want. And roughly, what's the size of your tours?
Well, if it's a public group, it's usually about 25 people maximum. Give or take a few, but people can also book private tours as well.
Okay. Now, where can our travel advisors? We got to 128,000 of them. Where can they book these tours?
Well, you can either book directly through the company, which is Brit Movie Tours.
Brit Movie Tours.
There's 3 different parts of the company.
So Brit
side as well.
Okay. Brit Movie Tours.
Brit Movie Tours. Also through Viator. Get Your Guide. TripAdvisor, I believe, as well.
Okay. Fantastic. Well, Michael, I want to thank you for giving this great movie. It's sort of really, this has been the theme of this Visit Britain, this whole showcase here. That this is what the new campaign, which launches right now. It's next week. You'll see this after the case, and it's their big. I say trailer. Their promo film is just a series of great movie scenes from everything from a lot of Mission Impossible. Actually, you'll be happy with that.
Well, the next one, which is out in May, has had scenes shot here as well.
Fantastic. Yeah. And we were talking about there are other scenes. Bridget Jones.
Bridget Jones, we covered that on the tour. There's a new Bridget Jones movie out in the UK on the 14th.
Valentine's Day.
Yeah, which no doubt has scenes shot here in London as well.
Fantastic. Well, Michael, again, thank you so much. I love that. We can talk movies forever.
We can.
So. Anyway, that's it. We're going to be coming back here to go look for more movies in London and everywhere else around Britain. I'm James Shillinglaw, and this is Insider Travel Report.